and I know that this is going to be tough, but we have to talk about it. I mean, aside from developers having a true open conversation with you guys, right? The way that we have an open conversation with the league, what do you think is going to take for them to have the freedom to actually be able to sort of coordinate an attack on what needs to happen in order for shit to happen? Because as much as I love playing the game, I haven't had this much fun playing the game in years. But that has nothing to do with what the real issue is over here, right? Yeah. Which is the fact that there's shit that shouldn't be in there. There's shit that's not fixed, and we're already we're a week away.
Yeah. Well, first off, I just noticed your chain. That thing is icy.
Thank you.
That looks fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
looks really good. Second off, I guess so. I'm not. Oh man, I dancing around. Walking on eggshells here a little bit.
Yeah.
The teams are on board. The players are on board. The publisher, Activision, is on board, and it's just a matter of getting the developers and meeting them in the middle. And I think this year, I don't think anybody expected franchising to happen this quick. I mean, even last year, people were telling me, like, it's not going to happen this next year, it'll be the next year. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh no, it's happening this year. And if people understand development cycles of games, they understand, like, the game was made by the time franchising was announced. And by the time franchising was decided to happen. And that's just like, they've been already working on it 2.5 years at that point. So to kind of complain about the game and all this stuff about the game, like, it's Infinity Ward, and I'm probably gonna get yelled at for saying this, but I mean, it's Infinity Ward. I haven't trusted Infinity Ward since Call of Duty 4. Like, they've always had bomb glitches. The defuse time is never right. There's always snaking, one man. It's new. There's always the lobster leg shotguns in MW2. Like the akimbo shotgun. Like there's always been stuff like that in Infinity Ward games, and they never really fix it. And even in Ghost, we had the bomb glitch at the end of the year.
Back there.
Yeah, the bomb glitch in Ghost. Like we lost a tournament on Optic because of that thing. Got rounded in a tournament because of it. Like, and so I just don't have like the faith, I guess, that anything drastic is going to change. Like, even in World War II when we had Sledgehammer, they, like, halfway through the game, they completely changed the game. I mean, Condry got promoted, and then, all this stuff happened with the game where they just completely revised it and revamped it. And, like, it's going to need something like that, but I doubt that's going to happen in an Infinity Ward game just because they are who they are and they stick by their vision, and, like, that's what they want out of the game. And so I think truly to get to a point that everybody's happy with, it's going to take, like, pre finished development input from not only the pros but like the community and even the like Activision and the owners, where we're in there, like, we should be already flying out to Treyarch or whatever, whoever's making the next game. We should already be flying out there, helping them develop this thing, helping them get it to a competitive level. But I also understand how small we are in comparison to the player base. Yeah. But I also think that's a problem of the game not being made for competitive, where if the default TDM playlist was a competitive playlist, we would be a bigger portion than if, like, we don't even have a ranked playlist in the game right now. Like, we genuinely don't have anything. So what are the ranked players supposed to play, or how are they supposed to get, incentivized to play? What are their rewards for doing well? What is their camo or helmet they get or calling card they get for getting top 100 or top 200? Like, all these basic things that make ranked play successful in other games, where ranked is a default form of play, is just like stuff that's missing in COD and has been missing in COD forever. Like, we get camos at the end of the year, or we get World War II camos where it looks like wrapping paper around the gun. It's like, what is this? And it's like, where are the cool, like, awesome camos, like a crown for the Empire?
That's a bronze player right there.
Yeah, literally. Like, where is, like, the incentives? Where is the camos? Where's the marketing push? Where is, all these things that make a successful esport successful? We're still missing all of it. And it's not to be blamed on the CDL, and it's not to be blamed on Activision, and it's not to be blamed on the players or the teams. It's to be blamed on the developer. And, I'm sure there's plans for it to come, and I'm sure there's so much legal red tape. But, like, now the CDL owns, like, the Huntsmen or the Empire. Like, they don't have to go through all this legal to get Optic or to get eunited anymore. Like, they just have to literally use their own IP and promote it. And so, like, it's made it easier so they don't have to go through the red tape. And now we still don't have it. We still don't have the push. And so it makes me think that it's like a developer-centric thing. And the only way to fix that is to continue showing our, like, kind of outrage at them, because they say, like, being mad on Twitter doesn't work. But, like, we got mad on Twitter about Vision Pulse not working last year, saying it made camos not work, and it was fixed in 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's something that had been a problem for 8 months, and we've been telling developers and DMs, showing them problems, showing them video clips, like giving it all to them, and then like all of a sudden we're like, no, camos caused the Vision Pulse problem.
Yeah.
And as soon as their monetary value got affected, 2 days it was fixed.
Yeah.
And so it makes me think that like it's all just on them to get it to where we want, but they don't have exactly like the incentives to get it there until it starts affecting their revenue stream.
Yeah.
And I don't like know if that's a good problem to have, and it's not. And it's like we just sit there and we yell into the void, and that's why I've kind of like backed off from that. Is like everybody gets so upset about like, the game is like probably not the most fun Call of Duty. Like I relatively enjoy it, but like then again, I've been doing it for 12 years. I've played through every iteration. Like it's just COD to me. I don't care what is in it. But like everybody just gets so upset, and then the pros get so upset about it and are tweeting about it, and then it creates the fans to be like, oh, this game is trash. I don't want to watch it, which then drives overall viewership down, which drives down the incentive for the developers to listen to it. So it ends up creating like a self-fulfilling like circle of like negativity. Yeah. And that just continues to happen. And like, I don't know the solution other than like getting in with the development of the game early. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
That is. And it's I'm imagining that it's not as simple as just like removing that silence, because it's a line of code and it's the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
If you remove an asterisk from, I don't know anything about coding, but if you remove a hyperstand, if you remove one of those things, and all of a sudden, all right, so now you have silent footsteps, but now it affected the map, the mini map, all the way the fuck over there to where you can see who's got bomb and where the bomb is at all fucking times. Like that like we can't, I can't understand the level of what it takes to do that, because I'm not a developer, but at the same time, like you said, they should be already consulting. They knew that this was going to happen. Yeah. And it's not like it's Overwatch. Okay. This esport has 2000 has 13 years of history, right? This has been a proven scene for over 10 years. It is a thing that's as sure as a brand new game coming out this year. With a new game comes a new league or a new season, and right there and then that should like it's not like we don't know if it's going to be around. We've been around. We're going to continue to fucking be around.
We'll still play.
Yeah, we're still going to play. People are still going to watch. People are still going to enjoy the game. You know that this is a thing. Why not get involved like super early? Now it's like, okay, so who do we invite, right? hecz. hecz is going to be super like competitive. This is what competitive is going to be. Do you bring in somebody like you who understands content, the importance of streaming and all that to make it fun, like that? The fact that we don't have a BR already for this fucking game, like, it's also affecting it. Why do we have TP, one of the up and coming rising stars from last year in the content creation side of Call of Duty? Why do we have him playing a game that's in the past? Why don't we give him what we need so his audience can then be like, okay, well, I like this game. I had such a good time watching this guy that I'm going to watch professional people do it. And TP, for example, is like a perfect example, because he is a world champion. He is a pro player. He was a pro player. Now he's an entertainer, and he's killing it at that. Like, we should be fucking empowering these people to also bring in that. It's like, hey, you are a content creator now, and that's all you do. All your money comes from that, so that's your thing. But you're also a pro player. What do you think that we should do? What caster? Bring in a fucking caster and say, it's like, well, what's your opinion? Okay, it doesn't matter, right? I'm kidding. Shout out, Maven. Anyway, that sort of process. I think that year number 1 is going to be a very, very, very tough learning experience for everybody, but year 2, year 3, year 4, we're just it's gonna soar.
I mean, I think if they just like gave it a shot and like gave the like competitive like playlist, and one of the first things you could click on was like ranked, and like that's what you play, because everyone plays like ranked TDM, even like something competitive TDM or whatever it is. Like, if you start it like that, you're going to start converting a lot of that fan base over, because they're going to start understanding why we play with these rules, why we're playing with like no claymores and RPGs and stuff. They're going to start understanding like, oh, it's more about skill. And I get that Call of Duty is a fun casual game. Like, I understand that. But like a lot of people that play Call of Duty start it up, hit X, go into TDM. They're straight into TDM. That's all they play. Like 76% of people. Yeah. And you just need to show them like what it's about, what's fun about it, why people like it. And this year, I mean, it's going to be like, the game isn't where everybody wants it to be, sure. But the personalities have always and forever driven Call of Duty. The storylines are great this year. I mean, even us have great storylines against each other this year. Like, me and faze have great storylines this year because we're 2 world championship teammates, you know. And the storylines will always drive Call of Duty, and the game has kind of always been secondary to that in a way. And like, you have your anomalies like Dashy or Simp, where they just like take over and they create a show themselves. But for the most part, it's about like the storylines and the rivalries and the winning and the losing, and it doesn't really matter the game. It's like that just drives the storylines, and it's just like the vehicle for the storylines. Whereas all the players and all the teams and everything, they're the ones who like make it fun. And so I think even if it's not where the game isn't where it wants to be, I think this year will still be solid just because like we're all still here.
Yeah.